challenges I see a lot, and I even ask a lot, is am I doing okay? Is this going along the right path? The lack of clarity that a lot of us have in our life is, I don't know if it's like the biggest problem of the modern day, because like, who could say that, but it's a really big challenge. And because of social media, we see like everyone else seemingly like they figured out, they have their journey. Oh, now I'm doing this, now I'm doing that, and we're like, ah, oh, geez, what's wrong with me? And it's really fascinating because this concept, this need, was actually a tremendous gift that our ancestors used to have from a fundamental level, from a spiritual level. There was this idea that there'd be an actual, a malady, like an actual, like an affliction that would go into somebody's house, that would go into somebody's clothes, somebody's skin, depending on what was going on with them spiritually. And it's such a fascinating idea because while our biggest challenge in a lot of ways is, what's the direction? What's my next direction? Saras, this spiritual malady, was reflecting a spiritual blemish, like that who I was needed development and needed work, and that's amazing because a lot of times people don't even begin to ask that question. But what's amazing is, as you find it, in my experience, speaking with people who have achieved, you know, financial, career, family success, usually the next question that's being asked is, what do I do with that? In terms of like, what kind of a person am I? What can I do with my gifts? How do I leverage my gifts? Like, honestly, like that's a really fundamental idea. I was literally had this experience with someone yesterday, and they were trying to figure out like, okay, I've done this, but like, what was I like? Who am I really meant to be, and who am I really? And it's fascinating because from a Jewish perspective, like in the desert, the Jews didn't really do anything. They sat, they learned, but there was no like commerce or trade. No one had an Instagram account. But what was really important was that they were consistently being aware of their state, of their spirit, like who they were. And if they would venture off that and they would have problems, then that would be seen and immediately rectified. So I think it's a perspective that we should be trying to ask ourselves, not just what's the clarity I look for in a given situation, in a given career, with my kids, with my spouse, but much more fundamentally, who am I? Like, what kind of a person am I? How am I growing? How am I spiritually? And longing for that clarity, which again, nowadays we don't have in the same way because, if you speak badly about someone, you don't break out in your skin condition, right? But we see the preeminence that God never was punishing them if they didn't know, how to sell a couple more widgets or something like that. But it was a focus on the kinds of people fundamentally that we were, as opposed to what we did or how we looked or how we showed up. Thank you so much. Shabbat shalom.